Do you mean you guys are invading Iraq with just one translator?
Of course they are. Ugh. Is it like chewing tobacco or something? Dip.
First couple of times I did, I puked a little bit. But as long as you don't get it in Brad's Humvee, we won't mind.
No thanks, no thanks.
Good, isn't it?
Oh. Okay, some of this is definitely CGI, right?
You're being called upon to kill. It should be full of civilians. But at the same time, we don't know if the people shooting at us are going to be in uniform or looking like farmers.
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Is that gas, right? Oh god, this is stressful. Oh man, come on. Everyone's gone. Is this why we need the adult nappies? It's ridiculous. Testicle surgery.
I forgot to spit out my tobacco, so I had to swallow it.
Porter, you are possibly the biggest fuck-up I have encountered.
Yeah, he remembered this time.
Hey! Good job, reporter.
I got it. Air and Artie are now hitting Steph 1
I can't believe this guy's voice.
2 Iraqi divisions on the all mustaches grown for the divisional contest are all to be shaved by the time we reach the Euphrates. This battalion will maintain the grooming standard.
It's so funny the kind of bullshit they come up with to, you know, spend the time doing out of boredom.
We're not getting escort tanks or Cobras going over the border.
Any reason you waited till now to tell me about this?
Why does this keep happening?
It's a low priority to pass on.
Personal feelings, sir.
Touche.
God fucking speed to you!
Fucking Captain America.
A little belt fed today, isn't he?
I'd like to have flown that plane to drop a bomb on Japan. A couple of dudes killed hundreds of thousands.
Lovely.
That fucking rules.
Does it? What a view.
Man, I wish I had some shrooms. This is the fucking...
Did I mention that I'm going to the Netherlands next year?
Thought he was being all tactical and shit till Bravo missed the turn at the checkpoint. Because retard couldn't see out of his fucking truck.
Right. How much rib fuel have you ingested?
I'm on it like a motherfucker, Brad. Moto, dude!
Well, no more of that shit. When you do rib fuel, you can't shut up.
All hitman victors, all hitman victors.
Chill out, man.
It's an interesting theory, though. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, you should quote me on it. You know what? You should definitely quote me on it.
Verbatim.
Flicking guard, comp their asses in Vegas.
I feel like he's not concentrating and it's stressing me out.
Wake up, Tromley. We're missing the invasion.
He needs to use that weapon of his.
Oh, shit. Welcome to Iraq, bitches!
Oh, that's grim.
Can't tell if it's a pipe or a tank tube.
I glassed it. It's a pipe. It's 2-1 Bravo. Roger that. Out.
It's mad how they have to have this extensive discussion. You'd think that they'd want to solve the problem quickly.
I just waved at an Iraqi, and he waved back. That was cool. Good, Garza. Be magnanimous. What the fuck does that mean? Lofty and king-like.
That's like an extremely foreign way of living to me.
Anyone want charms?
Are you an idiot? No. Never, ever let charms into this vehicle again.
Nobody lets charms in the vehicle of the whole fucking United States Marine Corps. It's bad luck.
Fucking new guy.
I feel sorry for this guy. He's giving me like replacement flashbacks.
The boy, I'm just a girl. Can I make it any more obvious? We are in love, haven't you heard? Now we rock each
I like how he like low-key like, does find this stuff funny, but he's got to maintain his professional facade. Are they gonna do the high note? That was horrendous.
We have 2 victors with armed Iraqis approaching. How copy?
No.
Solid. Wave them off. Over.
Hitman, this is 2. These are armed Iraqis.
Just a pure disappointment in his hires. I wonder if this is actual like news like recordings of the time, or whether
Company commanders are here,
it's
sir.
like reenacted.
It stinks.
I wonder what he sounds like when he's shouting. I'm just constantly amazed by like the lack of information, the lack of understanding of what they're meant to do.
why does your voice sound that way?
Throat cancer.
Oh shit.
You a smoker?
Huh? Just lucky, I guess.
Well, I'm glad I got an answer. So is the actor putting it on then?
Why the fuck are you throwing food around?
Gonna shoot me a dog.
No, you're not, Trombley.
He's a bit like slightly bloodthirsty, isn't he? In a creepy way. Ugh, they're like zombies. Have you all tricked me and this is actually like World War Z? Ooh.
Prison rules, dog, just like LA.
Oh, what
Do we
manner
trust
of
them?
build does this gentleman appear to have donned?
I'm scared. I'm scared.
Military issue, dog.
شنو هاد؟ شنو هاد أوراق؟
Barrett, this is Republican Guard.
Promising safe passage to any who surrender to the Americans.
He says 30 kilometers east of here, on a bridge by the canal, there are Iraqi military death squad. They're executing Iraqi soldiers who flee. The death squad dudes are in white SUVs with red diamonds on them. They are Fedayeen. Saddam.
It's giving me like flashbacks to the Pacific as well, where there's like civilians that might not be civilians.
Send them back where? What, the fucking death squads? Sir, under Articles 13 and 20 of the Geneva Convention, we're obligated to take care of and protect any fuckers who surrender to us.
Division has ordered us to unsurrender these Iraqis.
What does that mean? What does unsurrender mean?
Write this as you see it. I'm not here to stop you.
It's nice to know that some people give a shit. So they just kind of loot them and then let them go, break the promises. Oh, directed by a lady. Was that maybe real recorded audio from the time? If so, that's interesting. Okay, yeah, I really enjoyed that. It's funny how the themes continue from Band of Brothers and the Pacific. How much has changed and how much hasn't? Well, I would say a lot hasn't. It's still, a lot of men who have varying levels of empathy for the enemy, and varying levels of loyalty or, allegiance to the cause. And also a lot of frustration and resentment and disappointment with the hires, with the people in charge and with government back home and even people back home, and how much they empathise with the Marines' plight and how much they are willing to support them, kind of with equipment and so on. It is funny, when that one guy said people at home are kind of doing like nonsense errand runs in like massive built out cars, and they're in, across the world risking their lives in shitty vehicles and with outfits that don't fit and lack of food and water and equipment in general. It's kind of crazy. So far from that, I feel like some of my worries have been alleviated. It's not like they're kind of trying to justify the war or otherwise. Really, it's kind of not that much commented on, and I like that there's a variation in mindset of the different Marines. It's not a kind of, you know, agenda driven. It is interesting, you know, as a young woman, seeing in all these shows how men act together. You know, maybe you'll have a different opinion than me, maybe it's something that I've just not experienced as a woman, but I feel like sometimes the experience of men together can be either like really positive and lovely, kind of fraternal band of brothers who support each other and have each other's backs and stuff, or it can also be kind of damaging and you know, like the kind of like the ribbing that they give to the new guy, and the same with the replacements in Band of Brothers, and just generally the kind of negative talk to each other. You can judge that as kind of fun banter or self-deprecation, or just the kind of dark sense of humour that certain groups have, but also I think you can judge it as people not being that comfortable being nice to each other, you know, the rivalry between men. So I'm still at the start. It was like this with Band of Brothers in the Pacific. At the start you're still trying to get a hang of who characters are, what their names are, and what their positions are. So I know that Alexander Skarsgard is Sergeant Brad Iceman. What other names do I know? There's the captain guy. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, Evan Wright. Oh, okay. So the reporter is Evan Wright, and that's who who wrote the book that this is based on, right? So that's interesting. It's nice to know that there's source material for this as well, and it's not just kind of fictitious, because I feel like that is what would lead to characters that are not necessarily rooted in reality, and also kind of retroactive agendas being applied to the story. I'm interested to see where this mission goes with this damn bridge, and I obviously imagine that we're going to face up against these white cars with the red diamonds, did they say? And I wonder what's going to happen with the young guy, the new guy, raring to shoot the dog and stuff. I'm not surprised that there are people like that in the army. You know, that's probably the place that they'd gravitate to. But yeah, it's kind of concerning. I don't really like the idea of palming those people off to other countries where they can just go free willy-nilly with their scary desires. You know what, I didn't really notice if there was any music in that, so maybe there wasn't, or maybe I wasn't concentrating properly. The kind of beige landscape and outfits reminded me of a little bit of Band of Brothers, where it was kind of grey. There's lots of grey. I think particularly in Day of Days, that episode. I think I remember saying that in the episode. You know, it makes sense for the landscape of this show. I wonder whether we'll reach any sort of a more colourful civilization, or whether this is going to be a beige, kind of grueling descent. Let's see. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, blah blah blah. Comment down below if there's any shows you'd like me to react to, particularly for my Premiere Pioneer series, where I only react to the first episode, though eventually I tend to continue some of the shows, which I have done with Attack on Titan and with Band of Brothers. I'm going to be reacting to Generation War after this, and then who knows, maybe something not war related, who knows. Oh, also I need to react to Saving Private Ryan. Yeah, I need to do that. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye.